When your hamster suddenly stops moving and goes completely still, do you actually know what's happening inside their body in that moment? Most owners assume it's cute. Some think their hamster is just resting. But here's the truth that most people never find out. That freeze isn't random and it isn't nothing. It's one of the most revealing things your hamster will ever do. And if you keep misreading it, which almost every owner does, you could be making their world feel far more dangerous than it needs to be. Let's start with the one that happens most often and gets misunderstood every single time. 1. Their brain just hit the emergency button. Have you ever watched your hamster mid-run, mid-chew, mid-everything and suddenly they just stop? Not slowly. Instantly. Like someone pulled a plug. Most owners laugh. They grab their phone, take a photo, and move on. But what you just witnessed wasn't a quirk. It was a survival response that's older than any domesticated animal on Earth. Hamsters are prey animals. In the wild, they live underground and come out in low light conditions, completely exposed to owls, foxes, and snakes. Their entire nervous system is built around one question. Is something about to kill me? And when their brain can't immediately answer that question, it does the one thing that's kept hamsters alive for millions of years. It freezes everything. This is called a tonic immobility response. A 2019 study published in the journal Behavioral Processes found that small prey animals use sudden immobility not as rest, but as an active threat assessment strategy. When the brain detects something unfamiliar, a sound, a shadow, a vibration, it halts all movement to avoid triggering a predator's chase instinct. Moving gets you caught. Stillness keeps you alive. So that freeze you thought was adorable. Your hamster's brain genuinely believed, for that moment, that something might be about to eat them. And here's what makes this important.
It's okay.
If your hamster freezes constantly around you, it means something specific about how safe they feel in your presence. We'll come back to that at the end, because that one detail changes everything about how you should be reading your relationship with them. 2. They heard something you didn't. Here's something most hamster owners never think about. Your hamster is living in a completely different version of your home than you are. Humans can hear sounds up to about 20,000 Hz. Hamsters can hear up to 96,000 Hz. That means your hamster is picking up an entire layer of sound that is completely invisible to you. The hum of electronics inside your walls. The ultrasonic frequencies from your television on standby. The distant movement of a car engine 3 streets away.
Listen!
Sounds that don't exist in your world are
Oh?
constant and loud in theirs.
Okay,
So
I'm
when
listening.
your hamster freezes and you look around and see absolutely nothing, that's not your hamster being strange.
Listen!
That's your hamster responding
Oh?
to real information you
Okay,
simply
I'm
don't have
listening.
access to. A study from the Journal of Comparative Psychology found that hamsters use auditory cues as their primary threat detection system, above sight and even above smell in many situations. Their ears are always working, even when their body appears completely at rest. This is why hamsters often freeze near walls, near appliances, or at certain times of day when background frequencies shift. They're not being random, they're being precise. And before we go further, if you're already seeing your hamster differently right now, hit like and subscribe. Most hamster owners never get this deep into understanding what their animal is actually experiencing. 3. Your movements triggered it, not a stranger's. Here's something that might sting
Hello
a
there,
little.
little one.
The freeze your hamster does when you reach into their enclosure.
Did I
When
scare
you lean
you?
over them, when your shadow passes across their space, that one isn't caused by the outside world. That one is caused by you. And it doesn't mean they don't trust you. It means you haven't yet learned to move in a language their nervous system understands. Hamsters don't process the world through eye contact and facial expression the way humans do. They process sudden changes in light, size, and speed. When you reach into their enclosure from above, you are, from your hamster's perspective, behaving almost identically to a bird of prey descending. Large, fast, coming from above. Their brain doesn't wait to gather more information. It already knows what that means. Research from the Animal Behavior Journal found that small prey animals show dramatically reduced freeze responses when approached slowly from the side rather than from above, and when the approaching subject moved in a consistent, predictable pattern rather than sudden stops and starts. Your hamster isn't freezing because of who you are.
Of joy.
They're freezing because of how you're arriving. Change the approach and you change what their nervous system concludes about the situation. 4. It can look identical to something serious. This is the one that most owners wish someone had told them earlier. Not every freeze is a fear response. Some freezes look exactly the same from the outside, but are coming from somewhere completely different. Somewhere medical. Hamsters are prone to a condition called torpor, a form of temporary hibernation triggered by sudden drops in temperature. When a hamster enters torpor, they become still, cold, and barely responsive. Breathing slows to almost nothing. To an untrained eye, a hamster in torpor can look like a hamster that has died. And every year, owners lose hamsters they didn't have to lose because they didn't know the difference. A 2021 review in veterinary clinics of North America highlighted that hamster torpor is frequently misidentified by owners and even by some veterinary professionals who aren't familiar with the species. The key signs to watch for alongside the freeze. If the body feels unusually cold to the touch, if breathing is so slow, you have to watch for 30 to 60 seconds to confirm it's happening. If they don't respond at all to gentle warming on your palm, that's not a fear response. That's torpor, and it needs immediate gentle warming and a vet call. There is also the possibility of a cardiac episode. Hamsters have a significantly elevated resting heart rate, and heart disease is one of the leading causes of sudden death in hamsters over 18 months. If the freeze comes with labored breathing, a hunched posture, or doesn't resolve within a minute or two, don't wait. That's a medical moment, not a behavioral one. 5. They do it more with people they actually trust. Here's the one that surprises almost everyone. You might expect that a hamster who freezes around you means they're afraid of you. And sometimes that's true. But there's another version of the freeze that means almost the opposite. And if you've been working on building a bond with your hamster, you've probably seen it without realizing what it was. When a hamster feels safe, genuinely safe, in your presence, they sometimes go still, not in panic, but in something closer to peace. Behavioral researchers studying hamster-owner bonding found that hamsters who had developed a secure relationship with their handler showed a specific type of stillness when held, a voluntary settle where the body relaxes, the ears stop rotating for threats, and the breathing slows to a calm rhythm. This is different from fear freezing in one key way. In fear freezing, the muscles are rigid. The body is braced. In a trust settle, the body softens. The hamster may even close their eyes slightly or allow their weight to fully rest against your hand. You are no longer a threat their brain is calculating. You are the safest place they've identified in their entire world. The freeze you want is the one where their body melts into the stillness instead of hardening against it. And if you felt that in your hands, even once, that small warm weight going completely, willingly still, then you already know something most owners spend years trying to earn. Your hamster decided you were safe. And for an animal whose entire existence is built around never letting their guard down, that is not a small thing. That is everything. Give them the truth they deserve. Most people will watch their hamster freeze 100 times and never understand what they were really seeing. You won't be one of those people anymore. That stillness is a window into what they're hearing, what they're feeling, what they fear, and sometimes who they trust. Watch it differently from now on. What you see next might be the realest thing your hamster has ever shown you.